This Disney's marketing, they have to sell something. Like, it's a product.
And then you've got like A Quiet Day.
You got the cat.
The cat. And so like you've got these characters.
Yeah, the best actor in the whole entire film.
The best actor in the whole film.
You think Lupita did good? You think Liz Lupita did good?
She was alright.
She's alright. Compared to the cat.
The cat was phenomenal. The cat was phenomenal.
And on that note, welcome to the Outtake Show. Yes, people, welcome to the Outtake Show, the show where we talk about and give our outlandish reviews and thoughts within the TV and movie world. This is episode 45. You got myself, the host of the most, Young Man Jim is in the building. We of course we have the silent assassin Mazzavelli, Run With Me, is in the building as well. Unfortunately. Aladdin's not in today. You know what? Aladdin would have been perfect for this episode. What we're about to discuss, but unfortunately, I think he's on a shoot, but he's just not available to come down today. But nonetheless, we do have a guest in the building. We've got a film critic in the building.
One of those guys.
He's been in the game for a minute now. I've been seeing all the work he's been putting through, and he's won it every single time. We've got Stephen Geekface in the building. Pew, pew, pew. I'm breaking the hell out of that button. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen is in the building today. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I always like these. I always get a bit shy when they do these intros, and they start saying some of the facts. He's been in the game for too long. Okay.
Wait. That's how you took it.
That's how I took it. He's been in for too long. Let's get out of here. Who's next?
No more Asian to it.
No, but yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. It's been. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. If you're looking forward to having you on, man. It's been a minute, but it's great to have you down here. Thank you for coming down. We do have a lot of stuff to discuss. One of the main things, of course, we're going to be talking about Deadpool Wolverine, and also talking about the events of Comic-Con. But before we get into Comic-Con, because if you guys are listening already, then you know what took place. There's a lot of madness that's took place. But first, we're going to talk about Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine, which I want to say is the third installment of the Deadpool film series, is out now. We've all seen it. I would say this is probably the highest anticipated film of the year, not just as a Marvel film, but as just a movie itself. So before we go into spoilers, and I'll make sure I give spoilers alert before we get into it, I'd like to know everyone's thoughts about the film without any spoilers.
Let me get my letterbox review because it's spoiler free.
Fair enough. Why you bring that up here, Stephen? Do you want to have?
Yeah, I can go into it. It is I wouldn't call it necessarily a movie. It's more of an experience. Definitely for the fans. If you're a Marvel fan, this 100%. Is definitely for the fan service.
Yeah.
It has everything you expect, but not what you expect. Some disappointments, some highs, some lows. Just overall, it's a really good experience in the cinema. Yeah. How watchable is it again later? That's for another debate. Yeah. But overall, I had fun with it. I took it for what it was. Yeah. But this whole question about has it saved the MCU, I'm still on the fence about that one.
Fair enough. That's very interesting because it seems like there's an uproar of people saying it actually has saved the MCU.
I mean, they were saying it until today. They weren't saying it before then.
We'll get into it.
Before
before this, people were saying it with all their chest.
There's pre-Comic-Con and there's before. There's after Comic-Con.
Yeah. BC and definitely
DC and AD. You know what I mean? But before Comic-Con and after Comic-Con. But I think it was a way in which it got people's bums in the seats for a Marvel film for the first time in a long time.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I think that, okay, let me just read my review. I think that in general, the film just brought like a really nice satirical grit to the MCU that we've never really had before. Like you don't get really gritty with it. And I think it was a great way to kind of revive the MCU after the Phase 4 or during Phase 4, and there is a lot of debate whether it is Phase 4 or not. And it did bring that electric energy into the cinema again in terms of like Marvel films, because a lot of people like didn't know how they were going to feel about it, but it was one for like old fans, for new fans, and there's like so many cameos that it's just something that can be a middle ground for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it was just like peak reactive cinema. Like there isn't a moment you weren't laughing or crying. At least the sitting that we were in.
I don't even think this is for Marvel fans. If I properly digest it, I feel like this is for people who are Endgame junkies. And what I mean by that is, everyone's been looking, because I hear it and it really gets my nerves when then people go, oh, this is the best thing. You hear it other films as well. This is the best thing since Endgame. And what they mean by that is,
I'm hearing that a lot.
They wanted to have that moment they had. We all know what scene we're referring to, Endgame, where everyone cheered and lost their minds. And when you don't get that from the other films that's come after that, everyone automatically says, this is rubbish. When realistically, when you look at the films we've had since then, they haven't been perfect. But other films before Endgame also haven't been perfect. But they didn't have the same critique because of Endgame. So Endgame to me has been a blessing and a curse to the MCU. Because loads of people are just looking for that feeling again. Not necessarily about the film. So that excitement, and that's when everyone goes, oh, this is good as, well, this is the best feeling since Endgame or whatever the case may be. And it's just not, it's just mediocre. It's the same we get before. So that whole Endgame stuff, like, just so everyone's looking for that feeling. Same with what happened with No Way Home as well. Everyone was like, oh, that feeling, yes. And that's all it is. That's all people want now from these MCU movies. No one cares about them trying to build something, or, you know, if Marvel decide to take it this route and that route, or we're going to do something a bit wacky. No, we just give me that Endgame feeling for all your movies. That's how we now critique it.
100%. I feel like this film alone, I like you mentioned No Way Home, because personally, I think I'm already on record saying that I don't like No Way Home for the fact that it felt more fan service than actual story. And what I mean is, as the fact that they had to bring in old villains because they knew that we loved them, to bring them back. So it just didn't feel like. To me, it's my least favorite Spider-Man film, just because
really
it just felt lazy.
To me, this film was more lazier than Spider-Man. I actually like Spider-Man.
I agree with that,
but
I still find it lazy. Spider-Man No Way Home lazy.
And I might be the only one, but I actually felt very emotional with Spider-Man at the end of the film.
The ending probably was the best ending.
I got really emotional. I was just like, oh my god, no one remembers this guy.
Yeah,
he's just lost his aunt. I was popular like in Rec, and it was almost like one of those like sad happy endings. Like he goes as Spider-Man, but his life has changed. I'm like, I'm looking forward to where this goes. So there were some emotional beats. There was some type of story. Deadpool Wolverine, there was no story. I don't know what these guys are doing. There's no story at all. If you proper sit down and try to like
there's no
dissect everything, there's so many plot holes.
You know what, like, this is the thing, people are gonna hate me. So you see how in A Quiet Place Day One, the animal has like huge impact.
Yeah.
In Deadpool Wolverine, you could have taken the dog out and it would have.
The dog was there for, you know what? You should get into spoilers now. If you haven't seen Deadpool Wolverine, then you should watch it, come back, or hit that 15-minute button and just like press it for bare log, or just follow the tags, because we are now tagging the clips now, so you can just skip ahead if you haven't seen it. But we're gonna go full into spoilers now. I think a lot of stuff in Deadpool and Wolverine was a mixture of fan service and merchandise.
Memes. No, it's also just memes, because when memes are successful, that's when a franchise is successful.
Yeah.
It has that rewatchability, because then everyone's like, oh my god, that's from that meme, let me go and watch it again. And then
I just see it as part of the Disney market engine that they have machine. Disney, please don't come for me. Please still invite me to your screenings, by the way. But I still have to say this. But every film they've done lately, especially after Endgame, sorry to bring up Endgame again, they've always had...
Endgame's a marker. It's definitely a marker for Marvel, so it has to be something that gets mentioned.
It has been very Disney-like. And what I mean by that, there's always some type of animal mascot in all their films. I'll go back to like Shang-Chi, great film. And then they introduced that character, was his name Norris or whatever, that weird little...
he
didn't have a face.
Animal.
Yeah, he didn't have a face, had just wings. They always bring some type of...
Oh, yeah.
They always bring some type of character
Yeah.
some kind of creature or some kind of pet. Captain Marvel had the cat.
Cat.
Yeah.
There's always
And then
something.
in the recent one,
Yeah.
the Marvels, it was kittens.
Yeah, it was Goose, whatever his name is.
I think it appeals to a younger audience.
So they do that. They do that because they're gonna sell toys out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
merchandise. That's what it is. So I
Yeah,
saw
but
it for what
like,
it was.
I feel like with that isn't just happening in Disney. That's happening quite largely in a lot of the cinematic universe. I mean, like Anatomy of the Fall.
Yeah, they had the dog.
Yeah, had the dog. The dog even went to the Oscars.
Yeah, he went to the Oscars. He got nominated.
Yeah.
He got nominated for supporting.
But they're not
role.
gonna sell franchise. They're not gonna sell merchandises and toys.
I don't think for that film. Of
Yeah,
course.
that's it. This
But
is
they're
this,
using it as tools.
this Disney's marketing. They have to sell something. Like
But
it's
then-
a product.
And then
the
you've got
Yeah.
like A Quiet Day.
Day One.
you got the
Yeah.
cat.
The cat.
The
Best-
cat.
the
And
best-
so
the
like
best
you've
actor
got
in the
these
film.
characters.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
the best actor in the whole entire film.
The best actor in the whole film.
You think Lupita did good?
She's-
You think
she's-
Liz McQueen did good?
She was alright.
She's alright.
The
Compared
cat-
to the cat.
The cat was phenomenal. The cat was
We're talking about before
phenomenal.
review. How did we get here?
Nico and Schnitzel were on job. They came and said
No,
we're getting
Lupita
our
did
check.
good. You like when she was like dying and she was
No.
like shaking and shit.
No, a character wind me up.
Ew, why did you wind you up?
I'm after this pizza. Yeah, I got the reason
Oh,
for it later.
he's like,
But,
why she going
yeah,
for pizza for?
Pizza.
she's
Anyway,
dying, and
I
then-
don't give a damn. Like, I'm going for pizza. No,
You know, it was just a suicide
No black
mission,
person
though.
is chasing pizza like that. I'm sorry, like it's not that deep. I'm gonna go get this pizza. I got it. I got why she did because there was a meaning behind the pizza and blah blah
What about
blah.
Quinn? What about Quinn's character?
I don't know why he was even there. Why did he beg
don't
it
know.
like
He's in New
that?
York.
Why did he beg it like that? That was weird, bro.
Beg for what?
That was weird.
He was
Like,
scared.
Man just followed her around. Bro, run! She's going. She said she's going to go and get pizza into where there's going to be nonsense. Man said, "Okay, I'll follow." Why? Why did you follow? I don't get it, blood.
I think he
even
found a
if
connection with her.
Yeah.
on what? In what way?
I don't know.
In what way?
Somehow.
We're going.
We're digressing,
I digress.
but
That
like
was in
if
the
you
film.
look, if that's the power of the animals, that's the
Look at
power
it.
of the animals.
That cat, man. That cat was hard, bro.
Yeah, so like
Was
if
a
you
good
look
cat.
at that, like the animals definitely have a really powerful impact. But in
Yeah.
Dogpool was like you
Hey, you
could
know
really,
what?
you could really take Dogpool out of it,
yeah,
and it would
be the same film.
yeah.
Like, I thought he was gonna do something. He did nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
I thought he would get like a gun or like do something funny and fight.
I didn't care for much from it because he didn't do anything. He was just there. I just saw him as one of the variants, and that was it. And he was just there. It was there to be used to make jokes for Deadpool. Deadpool used it for jokes. Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman looked at it weird, and we move on. That's
Yeah.
it. Was just another ploy, and that was it. Done.
I do have noted here a bunch of cameos on here. I don't have all the cameos. I just know there's ones that I kind of took in. So by all means, if you guys have anyone that you want to talk about, do let me know. I kind of have it in order from the ones that kind of surprised me the most. So the first one I hear is Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
For a second, when you were saying Harry, I was like, "You say Harry Potter?"
Yeah.
I was like, even though he was meant to be, people wanted him to
Yeah,
be in the
be
film.
Wolverine, yeah.
They wanted him to be Patch, but he wasn't. But anyway, that for me was the biggest surprise. I did not see that coming at all.
Same.
And I had to tell you something. I think I might have messaged certain people, but yeah, the day I was gonna go and watch the film, like an idiot, I went on Twitter to go and check a message, and somebody had posted 2 of the cameos on there. So the surprise had gone a little bit. I was still surprised in the cinema because I just got lost in the sauce. But
Yeah, call you a god.
I was like, oh my god! And there was 2 really good ones besides that one, but the Henry Cavill one really shocked me.
You know what? I reckon. So we were talking to this guy in the queue. I bet you he knew that's why he brought him up.
Oh yeah, because he did mention him. He mentioned him as possibly doing like James Bond. He mentioned him
Yeah.
a few times. I was like,
And I was like,
Why James Bond?
Why James Bond? And then he came up and I was like, now I see it. Now I see it.
other than that, it was already announced, but we have X-23 I've had listed on here. Obviously her appearance popped into it. I have Jennifer Gardner as a lecturer popping through as well. I think we already knew about her popping up in the
Yeah,
film. Possibly.
that was like definitely announced last year, no?
Yeah.
There was
talks.
rumors about. I actually thought they were gonna have Ben Affleck in there, and they didn't. And they did a really good joke about that.
That was a good joke.
That was
Yeah.
because obviously them two
They've been married,
divorced.
Yeah.
When he said he died, so it's like I'm okay by it. And it's like that was brilliant. That was just brilliant.
And going along with that, Channing Tatum as Gambit. Obviously, it was rumored that there was talks about him doing the Gambit solo film that never came to be. So, of course, he was cameo on this. The whole premise is in Deadpool Wolverine, they end up in they find the others because obviously Fox was taken away. What do you call that world? That world that they go into, Deadpool and Wolverine.
The Void.
The Void, yes. So a bunch of stuff that goes into a Void is stuff that they no longer want a part of the universes, and one of them is of course Fox. So a lot of characters within Fox are put in there. Of course, Elektra was part of Fox, a part of Daredevil, and of course Gambit as well, which was meant to happen but never happened. So Channing Tatum was playing Gambit,
and it was quite interesting because he had openly spoke about how heartbroken he was that he didn't get to do that role.
Yeah, there were so many like conflicts he had regarding that. So he was meant to be in the X-Men Wolverine origin movie, but he was double booked. He was on G.I. Joe.
Okay.
So that's why they bought someone else to play Gambit. But he was meant to be there, but it's just like maybe G.I. Joe offered him more money. And he's just like, I'm going to stick with this guy. Even though no one even speaks about G.I. Joe. Until we get that new Transformers movie.
I'm kind of excited for that.
But yeah, it was a parody of the Gambit he would have played because they were really milking the accent.
Yeah.
And there was loads of jokes about it. But I just thought it was very very, very well done version of Gambit. The outfit looked funny, but also as authentic as you can be. I just thought it was really, really
I think
great.
it was like very again, it's just like very satirical. Like it was just a bit of like teasing each character in their own way. Except for like one of the other ones that you're gonna mention because I'm not gonna say his name.
So we have another one. I'm just gonna say this other one because it kind of came along with the group as well. But we got, of course, which kind of blew me. Like, I was quite shocked seeing this. Was Wesley Snipes as Blade. This surprised me just because it seemed like he had quite a lot of friction with Marvel these last couple of years, especially with the announcement of them doing another Blade film without him. So I always thought there was this beef between the two, but it seems that they kind of came to some form of agreement, or they patched their little beef they had. So he now appeared in the film as a...
That was even the bit that I was shocked about. There's always been rumours that him and Ryan Reynolds did not get along after Blade Trinity.
And they made jokes about it in the film as well.
Yeah, just like, you don't even like me. Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah. So I was like, okay, you guys...
Yeah, because Wesley Snipes has a record of being an arsehole on shoots.
I
think it's been true. I think
in the past as well.
Not necessarily an arsehole, just being paid. I would say pay. I wouldn't say arsehole. I would say pay. Yeah, there's the infamous...
He's a salty king.
There's the infamous story about the not open my eyes scene in Blade Trinity, and you have to CGI.
That was hilarious.
Which is the funniest thing. I showed my brother recently because he didn't know about it. I showed it, and he was laughing for, I'm not gonna lie, for almost 2 hours.
Is it? Well, I think it is. Is it because he didn't open his eyes because there was too much? No, that's not it.
I can't remember what the story. I can't remember the story. It's regarding to. I think he was beefing with the director. Or I think he was just beefing with the whole production. He just hated the whole process of Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
And they were like, we need you to be on we need you to be on this bed. We need you to open your eyes. And he was like, well, Blade wouldn't open his eyes. Well, you need you to open your eyes. And he refused to open his eyes, so there's CGI eyes on him. And it's probably as bad as Henry Cavill with the mustache removal from the Justice League movie.
I need to watch that again.
So bad.
I need to watch it again. I knew deemed that as being petty as a been also.
I didn't see it as petty. I mean, he got the job done in there, but it's just petty. Like, I'm refused to open my eyes. I'm not opening my eyes.
I'm Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. You can get someone else to do it. I ain't doing it.
But it was great to see him again, and it was good to see the little comedy reference referring to the film as well. So that was quite good. But a big one that actually had. Well, Wesley Snipes was a big one as well. Everyone was quite loud during the screening of it.
Because I barked when this person came up.
I
actually barked in the cinema.
I was excited.
You made a dog paw noise.
So
I said, "Haroo."
Of course, we've got Chris Evans as Johnny Storm / the Human Torch. Now, when it first popped on the screen, and I think a lot of people kind of experienced it as well, I thought it was Captain America. Until, of course, he said "Flame on," and then turned into the Human Torch. But a lot of people already knew it was Human Torch because apparently his sleeves was already like...
No, but if you watch it again, and why a lot of people thought it might have been Captain America was like, yeah, he had the blue sleeve, but then just right here was red.
Okay.
So watch it again, it's red. So like, why has he got red there?
Yeah.
Is it Captain America? Because obviously the colours and it wasn't. I I wasn't fully fooled because like he's not he's acting a little bit like Captain America. He's been a bit serious, and then he said something, and I was like, no, this is Johnny. This is Johnny.
This is a joke, man.
Before he said before he said Flame On, he said something. I was just like, no, this is Johnny, and then he did the Flame On. Everyone
No, he
just went.
swore. He swore.
Oh,
That was it.
He did swore.
He swore,
He did
and then
swore.
I was like, wait, but that's not what Steve would do.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve swore a couple times.
No, he got onto. Remember what was it? Age of Ultron when he got onto Tony Stark for swearing, and the whole film was just jokes about him.
Oh yeah, but he swore in I'm bringing up this film again. I'm so sorry.
Endgame.
He swore in Endgame. He said, "Let's go and get this son of a bitch," and that's when they were going to go find Thanos.
Yeah.
Which was like,
No, but like this, I can't remember what exact swear word it was, but I was like, that's not Steve.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not very Steve-like.
That's not very Steve-like. But that was a big shock to me. I didn't think Chris Evans would pop in, just because I knew his contract with Marvel was done. I thought he just wasn't interested to go back and do another film with them. But I guess that Disney bag is
it's just a quick cameo. Like they don't spend months filming. He takes a couple hours out of his day.
But also for like I would like to think certain actors just don't want to ruin the character that they built.
Well, he's not playing the character he's built. He's left it alone, so he can come back. I think he finds. There's an interview a couple years ago as well. Maybe just before maybe a year ago. They asked him about, would you join Deadpool and play Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
And he was excited about it. He was just like, I would love to do that. Like, cause he saw it as like, we never really got to finish that series. We did 2 films and it ended. I would love to do that character again.
Sure.
It's like, and he said it so, Captain America, I've done it. It's over here, but I'd love to go to that. So yeah. I agree
he did.
with it.
I remember him saying that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He'd be happy to do Johnny.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, fair.
Because he really loves that character. That was the film that really got into the whole Marvel. So yeah, he was down for it. So, and like I said, it takes a couple hours, well not couple, maybe a day, 2 days max, and then they're gonna buy it. It's not like
nice little breeze.
lengths and they have to get into shape. Paul wore like a bodysuit or something, and then they went home, and that was it. So. And like I said, it doesn't take away him playing Captain America. Captain America is that character. And everyone kind of knew that one of the Fantastic Four may show up, but just didn't know who.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be Jessica Alba. We would love to see that, but we didn't get that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, you all behave over there.
Say again?
Drink some water.
Oh, God.
Shout out to Jessica Alba, man. Yeah, that's all the cameos that I have. I don't know if you guys have any that kind of like took you out or surprised you while watching the film, or you just enjoyed seeing. I guess not.
I was like, at the time watching, oh my God, yes, and this person's here. I felt like they were used to the best that they could. There were just little things, just me personally, that I wish they just changed a little bit. So I would have loved to see X-23.
That's what I was thinking.
In the outfit, potentially, like in a Wolverine outfit or some sort. Even her, like, it's in my ears, or did she not even have an accent anymore? She didn't have a.
Yeah, I don't think she did.
She just had like an American accent. There was no like. Where was I forgot where a character was from? I don't know if it was like somewhere down South America.
South America, yeah.
She didn't have.
I guess because also like. Because he'd given her a chance to have a normal life, she must have just
change the accent.
Yeah. No, just assimilating to American culture.
Yeah, just adapted to American culture full.
Because that's what happens, though. Isn't
yeah,
it?
it does happen. But would have loved to. That would have happened. So a little nitpick. I can't believe they missed this opportunity. So obviously, Blade is known for having this like main badass sword that he uses.
Yeah.
And there's a pose he does in the first Blade movie. This is just me nitpicking. I just wish I saw it. So in the original movie, he takes some people out and he does like a pose with the sword. It's like in that loose like signature pose. Like that looks badass. And obviously he had this like it looked like he had a machete in the movie.
Yeah.
And I just wish like Deadpool just give him one of his katanas, just one of them, to Blade. And we would have really got that Blade feeling. It just felt weird him using this machete. I'm like, is he a roadman from Peckham? Why is he using machete? But I was like, I'll take it. It's whatever. It's cool.
Fair enough.
But the cameos, I think they fit well into the story and they did what they needed to do, except for the ending. The ending kind of peed me off a little bit because it was like, where are these characters like, oh, they're now, because there was a whole thing like, oh, there's certain people, could you save them, please? They probably haven't gotten the worlds. Where did they go? We didn't get a scene of them going to the worlds or going somewhere else. I don't know whether they're saving that.
No, didn't they say? Weren't they all in that world with them in the end?
No.
Did I imagine?
No, it was just X-23 that they showed, but they didn't show.
Yeah,
they didn't show what happened to them. We don't know whether they got saved.
How did X-23 get in there? There's a lot of potholes in this. How the hell did the universe just balance out?
Well, this is I had this conversation. Apparently, apparently the rule is, which they haven't really made it clear, that once a world has been wiped, it doesn't exist. Because you know the whole thing about like if someone doesn't belong to that world, then it's like a, what's the word, incursion.
Yeah.
And it's not, and things start tearing apart because that person's not meant to be there. However, there's a rule that if one of their world doesn't exist, they can go to somewhere else and it doesn't ruin the world. That's why they were going to take Deadpool out of his world and take it to the MCU. It wouldn't affect the MCU because we're going to get rid of your world, but we can take you into the MCU and you'll be fine there.
Yeah.
So that's what they tried to. It wasn't explained properly.
It wasn't explained at all.
But yeah, that's what I got from.
That makes a lot more sense.
I don't think it's a cameo because he's actually just one of the main characters, but Paradox.
Oh, you mean
Paradox? Who's Paradox again?
Are you talking about Pyro?
Yeah, the guy from the timeline. The
Guy from the timeline.
The one that caused the
main
whole,
guy.
Yeah.
That's his name.Is name Paradox. Oh shit, his name is Paradox. My bad.
Who's that again? I forgot who
The guy
that
from
is.
Succession. Have you seen Succession?
Mr. Darcy from.
What is he from Loki? Is he from? It's not from the Loki series.
No,
is it?
he's meant to work for that same.
He works for the.
Oh yeah, he works for TVA.
Yeah. He works for TVA.
We didn't even mention the other cameos. I mean, no, they already showed them on in the trailers, but Sabretooth and Pyro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care too much.
Didn't care for them.
I didn't care for Sabretooth that much.
I was a bit annoyed. It
was so quick.
Like he literally was there for like what, a minute? Not even a minute.
This is the fight everyone's waiting for decades. Then the fight ends in like a minute. Come on, man. This is what we're waiting for decades. Who was waiting for this for decades? I was not waiting for Wolverine and Sabretooth fight.
Another thing that made me laugh was like you saw these like, well, they used the excuses like we've got variants of all these other characters. So there was like Lady Deathstrike, Juggernaut.
Yeah.
What's his name? Nightcrawler. I forgot his name. Nightcrawler's father. He's red and he could do the same thing as well.
Yes.
We had all these variants, and I was just like, you couldn't get these actors to come back.
That's
what
what he was.
Because in the trailers, I remember we could see them in the back. I was like, wait, is that Lucy Liu as back as? Is it Lucy Liu? I forgot. Is it Lucy something?
It was Lucy. I think.
Or is it Kelly who I think her name, who plays Lady Deathstrike in the X-Men 2? I apologize if I've just mixed up the names. But yeah, we were like, oh, maybe she's in the film. Oh, Vinnie Jones back as Juggernaut. No, it was just variants of them. I was just like, you couldn't get actors, or you guys had gone way over the budget because the film cost 200 million.
Oh, is it?
No.
Oh, he did cost.
Yeah, 200 million.
200 million, yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, they've.
I do remember Juggernaut, the guy that originally played Juggernaut, basically saying that he just feels too old to wear the actual suit for it. I think they're kind of pushing for him to wear the suit. And
from what I saw on the internet, he was saying that they didn't even call him.
Oh
yeah, it was like they didn't even call me.
Freaking hell.
It's like, why didn't they not call me?
Maybe they couldn't afford him after everything.
Yeah, everything they spent.
Really? I feel like they could have.
Bro, they got Wesley to come back.
Yeah.
That man took back.
For this.
Oh, you really take him back?
He took back. He said, "You want me in there? Fair. But this is how I'm
If there's a price, I'm in it.
He's like,
I'm in it.
There's a price for everything.
And if you can agree with that, you can speak to my lawyers.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's not even speak to me, speak to my lawyers.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I've got some taxes I need to pay off.
Trust.
So pay them off.
I've still got monthly payments
so
to make.
Can we sort out? If you've paid them off, I apologise as well. I'm just saying it again, but yeah, we don't know that. But yeah.
Shout out to FC. What do you guys feel about? Of course, obviously, it's Deadpool Wolverine, which apparently wasn't meant to be the original name. Ryan Reynolds did say on an interview that the original name was meant to be Deadpool and Friends, but that name got leaked a day before the trailer came out, and fans basically said, fans were not impressed by the name, so they changed it to Deadpool and Wolverine. That being said, of course, it is called Deadpool and Wolverine. What did you guys think about Hugh Jackman, of course, returning to the character to play Wolverine? He
was my favourite character in this. And I'm still debating in my head, I don't know which version I prefer. This version or the version he portrayed in Logan. But it's up there for me.
Yeah.
There's one scene,
Is it
it's
the
my
car scene?
favorite scene. Yes, it's the car scene.
Yes, that's even
That's
beautiful.
my favorite
That's
scene.
That's why I feel like, yo, do what you do. Hugh Jackman, just do what you normally
Yeah.
do. Because that monologue there was beautiful.
Like, yeah, the monologue, him like, it was spitting and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
this is Wolverine. This is the rage side of Wolverine. I absolutely loved it. I was a bit annoyed that it was a whole him being alcoholic and that's what killed the X-Men and blah 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 and all that storyline.
Yeah.
But I just thought his performance was well, and it really makes whoever has to come after him,
Very difficult.
the pressure is
So
gonna
difficult.
be
Too difficult.
absolutely crazy.
It's so difficult that I feel like as fans we have to understand that we're not gonna get that Wolverine again. That
Yeah.
they have to pivot and make a different type of Wolverine.
I
Kevin-
mean, there was that ongoing joke throughout the film that he's gonna have to just do this until he's 90.
Yeah.
That's
There-
fun.
Kevin Feige has said as well when interviewed, watched the interview where he says that if we do get a new Wolverine, we're gonna have to do it completely different from Jackman. We have to,
I agree.
because
The comparison.
the role is too iconic. He
Yeah.
is that embodiment of Wolverine. Even though he's not really the full version of from what I remembered him from the comics, but that
course.
version is just his.
Yeah.
We can't separate the two. So.
And sometimes it's kind of hard to separate his characters outside of the Wolverine films
Yeah.
from that. Like Les Miserables,
Yeah.
that character was.
You buddy saying that. You love
Yeah, she
saying
loves
that.
saying it. She loves it. The way it rolls off her tongue. She loves
She
that.
loves saying it.
She loves that. When she goes to France, it's gonna be peak, bro.
I have a French name. What are you surprised about?
She loves saying it.
Say it.
Of all the films to use, that's the one you want.
Les Miserables.
Yeah. Again, we didn't ask her to say it again. You said it again. It's cool. It's fine.
Click that.
No, so because you know there's that bit where like his character's like, I have done so many bad things. It's at the end of the film,
yeah.
and he's still hench. He's
Yeah,
dying and he's
oh,
still
man.
hench. But then he's having this really deep emotional moment. I'm like, Wolverine?
Yeah. All that's missing from that
Wolverine?
line is there's some things I do, but I'm the best to do it. But there's that line that Wolverine always says in all his films. Like, I'm the best at it, but what I do, a lot of people don't like, or something. One of those lines. That was what was missing from that
Yeah.
look you just said.
Because it's literally it's. I think that's why he's started to do loads of different types of films because he's having to disassociate from that character because he's done it so well
Yeah.
that you just see it now.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be quite interesting to see how they like change Wolverine from this.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to see him do Wolverine again at any point?
I mean, if he
Or
does
you think
it,
it's
cool.
over?
If he doesn't, I'm cool with that as well. I'm not one of
Don't
these
force
like.
my guy because he's already he's literally said, "Oh, I've had the worst training to get into my Wolverine
Yeah, I do
body."
feel sorry for him how he has to train because he's an elderly man. Like he shouldn't be doing these type of workouts.
Come on, man.
He
Respect
arms
it.
no, but it's not.
Elderly,
It's
Man said the elderly.
He's
man.
not
he's
elderly,
an older man, 55, and his arms are wound like that. That's not. I don't think that's healthy for you at that age. All right, cool. I guess we're not inside of it. But how do you guys feel about? So of course he did Logan, and Logan was directed by James Mangold. Yeah, James Mangold. He was director is quite upset. Obviously, this Logan might be the last Wolverine film. That's not the case. Wolverine's back. He believes that. Well, he's shown his energy or his thoughts towards Marvel as a whole, and believe that's not good storytelling. Of course, Deadpool Wolverine is doing quite successful. I'm sure it's going to hit $1 billion. People are saying it may hit $2 billion at any chance, but it seems like from Rotten Tomatoes and from critics along the park, it seems like fans love it, but movie critics dislike it. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I feel
Seems
like
there's a
that's,
divide.
that's always like the case though with certain films. Like critics are always really critical of it, and then the
Yeah.
fans absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like what's it, Scorsese saying, "Oh, like I don't like all these films.
They're like
They're
thought
like
parks."
they're just like they're like thought parks," and it's like okay, but like a lot of them are based off of mythology.
Yeah.
And a lot of them bring seats into the cinema, which is what's keeping you bank
Yeah.
and helping you make your films because production companies have money.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's easy for them to be critical of it, but they need to acknowledge that this is what the cinema is right now and this is what people need.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Going to you mentioned previously about the
James
director
Mangold. Yeah.
not being happy about the whole thing. I don't think they did anything disrespectful to Logan. Yeah, they made a joke about.
Really, they brought his skeleton.
Yeah, they brought the skeleton back. Yeah, but they didn't use that version of Logan. So in my eyes, that Logan character is that Logan character, and he's dead and done. So that story. So if you didn't watch this Deadpool, like you can have it. Look, basically.
You didn't need to watch Logan to watch this Deadpool.
No, that's that too. But what I'm saying is that when people are like, "Oh, you've ruined my character," look, you don't need to watch Deadpool Wolverine. You can just end it with Logan.
Yeah, true.
This one doesn't need to exist to you.
True.
It doesn't affect anything that happened to Logan. That character's still dead.
Yeah.
He's done. Like, so when you're like, oh, it's affecting the character, you've already said it's a variant. Like, it's another version of this Wolverine. It's not the same Wolverine as your one. So, I don't know what you're crying about. And you're right about the whole, having to, they're keeping bums in seats and helping Hollywood keep on going, because Hollywood is struggling right now. They really, really are.
They are.
Another thing that really drives me a bit nuts is when we have, critics complain about a Marvel film.
Nobody forced you to watch it.
But you still go and watch it though.
Yeah.
You're still there at the screenings. You're still there at certain. You want to interview this person. You want to do this, but then complain about the film. They have a look. It's end of the day. It's a machine. The machine knows what they're doing. It's working for them. Sometimes it doesn't work, but for the most part, it works for them. They're not going to change it. That's like, there's certain films I never go in hard about the movie. I know what it is. If I go and watch Fast and Furious movie, I'm not going to expect it to be, a Christopher Nolan movie. I know what it is, and I just watch it for what it is, who the audience is for, and I saw The Guardian. And they gave the new Deadpool film a 1 out of 5. I'm like,
a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the same.
A 2 or 1. One of the.
That's the same rating as they gave. Was it in Back to Black? There's no way you're putting those two together. You can't.
But I'm like, the people who read The Guardian or the people who work for The Guardian, obviously that film is not for you. So I don't know what the issue is. So at the end of the day, everyone has their opinions, and which is rightfully so. But just know what film you're watching, who this is meant for.
Yeah.
And just move on. Like, this whole, oh my God, Marvel films and blah, this. Look, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Go and watch something else.
Do you think movie critics should pivot their opinions compared to other films?
See, when I review a movie myself, I really loosely put my own personal opinion of a movie. I just always think about, are the audience going to love this movie?
Yeah.
Are they going to pay money to go and see? Is it worth for them spending their hardcore cash to go and watch this movie? That's what I always think about. I never think about me personally. If I was to rate it me personally for Deadpool and Wolverine, it probably will get a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's just me as a critic. But I'm thinking about the audience, the fans who are going to have a good time, and it gets a 4. That's why I gave it the score I do. I always think about them. I know who it's for, who they've made it for. They're not trying to win an Oscar. They're not trying to go for that audience. They know who they're going for, and that's it. And everyone's just deal with it. And if you're part of the audience and you accept it for what it is, and you have fun with it, cool. If you don't, that's also fine as well. But don't cry about it.
Yeah, it's like,
it's so boring. It's the same conversation we're having every time as well.
Yeah, 100%.
All the time. It's just boring. Just go away.
I think it's gonna be a constant battle. I like to give a reference to, a shout out to Hashi from Small Time Critics, because after he watched the film, he gave his take about the movie, and I just want to bring it across on the pod, because he gave his rating out of 1 to 10. He said, as a movie critic, he will give it a 7. As a Marvel fan, he will give it an 8. So I do want to ask you guys, I think we all know the answer to this, to be fair. Is there a Marvel bias?
I think it's different because when you have Marvel fans, there's certain expectations that need to be fit into that critics aren't going to be looking out for.
True.
It's the background knowledge. It's making sure that the powers are as accurate as it was in the comic books and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's kind of like you don't get a Sundance film critic to rate anime. It doesn't make sense. It's not within their same genre. So I think you need to have that background knowledge, and I don't have it to that extent on the comic book knowledge, but I know enough to say, okay, this was definitely one's fans, and it wasn't for just old fans, it was for new fans as well.
Yeah.
So I think I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
But when you're doing like superhero films, it's a different league of its own.
Definitely, because for me, I feel like even for Outtake as a whole, we're definitely split in between like blockbuster and like
Indie movies,
world
yeah.
cinema. So my opinions will always be split in the middle of like, I can look at Deadpool and go, as a movie, not the best in terms of structure and story, but I can understand that it's meant to be like a fun, eventful movie, and that's how my opinion is going to look at it. Like Godzilla and King Kong, like that's a bad movie, but I understand that's just meant to be like a fun, dumb action movie, and I can appreciate for that. And it brought people to the cinema, people that probably just don't go cinema, and they that audience needs films to go watch movies. They're not gonna watch Oppenheimer.
You can't just completely alienate a whole group of people.
Exactly.
At the same time, we still need to hold these films accountable. If this is a bad movie, we need to let them know it's a bad movie. We can't always give an excuse like, well, it's for the audience and it's fans, because that just like what film where they just it's bad. No, that's a perfect example, and I'm going to bring this guy up because he annoyed me this week as well. Tyler Perry.
Oh shit, here we go.
Tyler Perry cussed all the critics and called us highbrow
Negroes. Yeah.
Mate, your audience, yes, your hardcore fans will follow you to the ends of the earth. That's what it seems like, 'cause they just watch literally anything. Don't you think they deserve good storytelling?
100%.
Well,
Good
what was
cinematography.
that film? The one of Coloured Girls. That was a good one.
Of Coloured Girls by
Yeah.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That's the one with that's the only one. That's the only one.
I think he produced it. I don't think he directed it.
He didn't direct
or
it.
write it.
He no way could have
But it's
directed it.
based.
If you like it, then
I
you
think it's
didn't direct
based
it.
on another play by somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't think it's him.
But all
That's
I know
probably why
is
that one is the exception to the
that was
rule.
I was like, okay, that's the only one that I think. But out of all of it, I don't like it. It's just masquerade blackness.
But we should hold some of these films accountable if they're doing rubbish. Like if you're doing rubbish,
That's
don't
true.
just think, oh, because you can't ride that for so long. Oh, well, I have a fan base, they're gonna always come out to watch my films. Eventually they're gonna get tired of it and they're gonna look for something new. Especially if somebody else can offer something else that has that same still entertainment wise, but story wise, and they're giving me something more, something to help me grow. Because like there's certain films I enjoyed as a child. Like I love Spider-Man. I love as a kid, teenager, I love Spider-Man 3. I know it's
Yeah.
I know it's an awful film, but I've grown up. Now I understand there's other films that are way better than that. But at the time, that was fantastic. I was like, oh my
Same,
god, this is great. Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, fantastic. But you have to grow. Your audience grows as well, and you have to grow with them as well. You can't just give them the same thing every time and just think, well, yeah, it's fine. They're gonna come and see it. That's laziness, and that we don't need. We don't need laziness in anything. So I hope I think Ryan Reynolds is a very clever man. If they decide to make another one, I think he will hear the critique that he's heard from people.
Yeah.
And I think he will take it like, okay, what can we do to make sure the next one is better? I don't know the reason why they didn't focus so much on the story. The story just feels way paper thin. I don't know if it's because they didn't have enough time. They didn't have enough time to make.
Because wasn't it also affected by the writer's strike?
Yeah, that's another that could be the reason for it. I just feel like it needs like another draft to it.
True.
But also I looked at who directed it, and it wasn't the same director of the first two movies. It was the guy who did the Night of Free Guy and the Night of the Museum, and those two are not necessarily they don't really have great storytelling. There's nothing. It's just very visually nice and stuff.
Yeah,
but that's
enough,
it.
he worked with Hugh Jackman as well on Real Still, which is the boxing.
Yeah, that visually it's all cool, but story-wise, I can't even tell you what happened in Real Still.
Yeah, seems like he's mostly known for doing like family films.
Family films.
Family
So it's
comedy
probably
films.
like his breakout from that.
I think he just made a really good relationship with Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds just kept him along through the process of everything else. What else do I have on here? The last two questions I have for you guys. This is from Aladdin. So unfortunately, Aladdin's not in this episode today, but he's a huge Marvel fan. Well, he was, then he wasn't. He wasn't, then he was. He's all around the way, but he's normally our Marvel guy. But in the group chat, when he finally got to watch the film, his first question towards us was, which movie did more fan service, Avengers Endgame or Deadpool and Wolverine?
I think in terms of storyline, Endgame, but in terms of really putting Marvel back and putting seats in I would say,
Wait, the question is, which one did more for fan service?
Yeah.
It's definitely this one.
Yeah.
Definitely this film. This film was all about fan service. It wasn't about anything else. They didn't have a story. It was like, what can we do to get the crowd going nuts in the cinema? And that's what they seem to be doing. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all it was about. Endgame. We're saying that name again. There should be like a count somewhere. How many times we've said it today? Endgame wasn't a fan service. That was actually it was a little bit, but it was
like the completion of a storyline.
Yeah, it was a completion of a story. There was, if you had it, basically, it was like a gift. If you've been following all these films the last 10 years, there was something for you. Even like the smallest little thing, like somebody picking up a hammer, or somebody saying this line, or somebody swearing, Captain America swearing, knowing that a couple films back he was telling people not to swear. There's always little things there. Like if you've been following, and you're going to get something. There's a award for sticking out for all these films. That's what that was more. There was like, Deadpool was just like, what can we do to make the crowd go crazy?
Yeah.
What can we do that we know potentially we're never going to see? Like they had this one of the variants, Wolverine, from the Age of Apocalypse.
Oh,
I highly doubt we're ever gonna get that version in the film. So let's just throw him in there. We don't know if we're ever gonna get Hulk versus Wolverine, but let's just throw a nod in there. There was all these things that it's just fan service. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So if you've been reading the comics, watching the movies, if you've been old enough to see when Blade came out, all that stuff there, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was just like, I call it celebration. Celebrated fan service movie, and that's what it was.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I agree with you actually. I forgot about the whole. There was a lot of stuff in this movie I actually forgot about the whole.
There was even the short.
The comic accurate version of Wolverine.
Yeah,
because he's supposed to be like really, really. I think he's 5'3".
Really?
He's the same height as me.
I think he's short. He's really, really short.
There is a joke because there was a girl.
It's either 5'3" or 5. He's short.
Is that why Jean Grey didn't want him?
Yeah, that's why. That's the real thing. That's why she's like, because he's short.
Short king.
Yeah, short king.
Short-tempered.
That's why he's so angry as well. Short man syndrome. That's where it comes from.
Napoleon syndrome.
Damn, shut
No,
up.
there was a joke because when we went to the screening, did you see there was a girl dressed up as Storm?
Yeah.
And I had my yellow shirt, and then she was like, "You're like my little Wolverine, my short king."
Damn.
But it's accurate though.
Yeah, it is accurate. Last question on this topic in terms of Deadpool Wolverine. Is this a top tier
Marvel
film?
No.
You'll put it in your top 10, top 5?
No, it's not. It's look, I guarantee you.
Ask me in a year how I feel about this. No. Just how I feel about this film. That's it.
You don't even need that long. I already know. Look, once we've seen it once or twice, you're not gonna see it again. I'm telling you now. You might see it again when they drop on Disney Plus because the excitement is on Disney Plus. And like, I haven't seen that film for a time. Let me watch it again, and you know you're not gonna get that same feeling you had when you're watching at home that you got from the cinema.
Yeah,
you're not gonna see this film again. It's not a top tier movie. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I know that's what it is. It's to me, it's still a Deadpool sequel than an MCU movie. It's not even an MCU movie at all to me.
Same.
It's not.
I'm with you.
So, no, there are way better films that they have done in terms of story-wise, action that you can watch again and again. To this day, I continuously watch Captain America and the Winter Soldier without fail. I put it on at least maybe a couple times in the year.
Yeah, one of the best Marvel films.
Certain film, I put Infinity. I don't even watch Endgame that much. I watch Infinity War loads of times.
I'm on record saying I'm not a huge fan of Endgame. I think Infinity War was way better than Endgame.
Yeah, Infinity War was way much better.
Because it helped. Like Endgame is just nice because it is a completion of a story. Yeah. But Infinity War is how you build one. Yeah. How you build a great story.
Yeah, 100%.
How you build a great villain.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be in the top 10. Maybe top 20, but not top 10.
I can see it top 20.
Top 15?
Maybe not.
Plus, I could probably put it top 15. I have to go for the list. Actually, I don't know. Maybe not talk out of turn. Because, like you said, I feel like my relationship with this film is I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it how I watched it. Of course, watching it with a group of fans, obviously when you see certain characters, everyone's cheering. Obviously, I don't think every cinema is going to have that type of experience. Some people will be like, why are people like shouting because of this guy with black glasses wearing like
who's that? Like, because
Blade
came out quite a long time
Yeah.
ago, so like a
Shout
lot
to
of people
Blade.
don't know who Blade is.
So the experience of the film is what my rating makes it a good, decent watch. Once I watch this film again, I don't think I'm watching it for
Yeah, you're not watching it again. Like,
and I'm gonna watch it again only because there's certain stuff I feel like I missed.
Yeah, that's it.
So I just need to watch it again to just refresh my memory or go, okay, I think I missed that scene. Or I didn't even remember that scene even happening.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I'm done. I think that's generally how I feel about Deadpool films. Like, it takes me it's not something I'm gonna look to watch in a year or two.
Yeah, like even
I need a minute.
the last two movies, I only watched it again because this one was coming out.
Yeah.
I didn't watched it for a very long time. I mean, because even back then with those ones, which has the same problem with this one, is that there's so many jokes in this film. You're still laughing from the one you heard 10 minutes ago. They didn't hear the other jokes, so that for that reason you're gonna watch it again. So you go and see the jokes that you missed. But after that, no, there's nothing in it to go, I need to watch that again. Like, once you've got the excitement out of your head, you know what? To really get an idea of how much you really love this film, go to like a really early showing, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, where there's no one in the cinema,
I think that's
and go and watch it, and then you get your real feeling about that film.
Yeah.
Because there's no crowd making noise. It's just you focusing on this movie, and then you tell me you don't need a year. You're gonna find it in a couple of weeks if you really love this movie. I already know it is. I gave it a high rating because I know it's gonna just bring excitement, and I had a really good time. But I know what it was.
Yeah.
And that's it. And we'll move on. We'll move on to other things. It's got people excited again. It's got people talking about Marvel again.
Speaking of other things,
I knew you were going to do this, Andy. Yeah, that's a good way to end things. Of course, on other news, is breaking today, not today, or last night. Of course, it's the annual year of Comic-Con in San Diego. They normally have Comic-Con where they have a bunch of all the different panels for different production companies announcing the different films they're having for the next couple of years. And of course, last night from recording, Marvel or Disney had their panel and they spoke about a couple things, and they mentioned Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, which is going to be Fantastic Four First Steps. The cast members appeared on screen. But the biggest news, of course, is the announcement of them doing Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. The Russo brothers, who done the last Avengers movies, are returning. But the big news is that the big bad, of course, is Doctor Doom, and it will be played by Robert Downey Jr. And during his announcement on stage, he mentioned new mask, same task. I want to know your guys' thoughts of Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom.
we've already had this conversation.
I laughed. I absolutely
That's your
laughed.
first reaction, you laughed?
I laughed. I was like,
It's going to be a good podcast.
this is gonna
Let's
be
get it.
this is gonna be so fun. And I laughed because I could hear a wave of people crying about it as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, it was so quick. Just a couple of days ago, everyone was screaming, the MCU is back with Deadpool Wolverine. And then literally in a couple of hours now, oh, I don't know where they are, man. I think they fumbled the bag. I know what they're doing. They've ruined everything now, man. Oh, no, man. I don't think it's going to work. No, MCU, man, just when they had it, now they've lost it. Oh, it's good. They sound like DC. And I just thought it was just funny. I just thought it's very, very clever in terms of marketing-wise. It's going to get bums in the seats again. It's going to get people excited about. And it's got people forgetting about Kang as well, which I thought was very clever as well. Because that was supposed to be the next film.
Yeah.
And we're like, well,
Kang
what are we
Dynasty.
going to do with that? I mean, we all had theories that the way they were going to get rid of Kang anyway was to bring in Doctor Doom.
Yeah, that's the talks of.
And it's like, but who are they going to bring in? And they're bringing someone that everyone knows. I think more people are excited about this announcement, especially because the fact of he's really done he did these serious films.
Yeah.
He's got his Oscar.
Yeah.
Trying to come back to the back.
Yeah. You know what, yeah?
Let's
Before
go
I
to
even
that.
ask Mads for her opinion on it, I think Robert Downey Jr. is probably one of the best actors in the world. And the reason why I say this is because for him to do the Marvel stuff and like be one of the best actors in the superhero stuff, leave and then go back to like what you would call serious acting.
Yeah.
Get an
And
Oscar.
win an Oscar, then go, you know what? Let me go back over here. I've never seen any actor do this.
I did laugh though when they said the Russo brothers were saying, obviously, who we're gonna play as Doctor Doom?
Oh, that was some BS.
the greatest actor, and I was like, I still went, what, Denzel? Well, Denzel Washington's playing Doctor Doom.
They were like, oh,
That would have been crazy as well. By
No,
the
I'm
way.
not gonna lie. I thought they should have got. This is not racist. They should have got someone black to be Doctor Doom.
Nah,
no.
I'm
Ask me
happy.
the voice.
I'm happy with the white cast. Just keep Doctor Doom. We don't need that as well.
Are you happy that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom?
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me. I think it's great. I think it's
How do you
fantastic.
feel about it?
Like I'm conflicted with it because it feels like it's obvious, like you said, it's very obvious that you just want bums on seats.
Yeah.
You know, oh, Robert Downey Jr., I'm gonna sit down, right? I'm sat. Oh, what seat do you want?
Yeah.
Because everyone knows what he can bring to the table.
Yeah.
And like obviously now you're curious how the other characters are gonna react to him and all of this stuff. But I kind of wanted a fresh face.
I wanted fresh face. When I first saw it, obviously, I wake up quite early in the morning. So I woke up early in the morning. My eyes were still adjusting to where I am. I looked at my phone, and then I see Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, what did he do? Then I'm like, oh, Comic-Con.
What did they do?
Back in the day, that would be a concern. Back in the day.
What have we done now?
What have we done now?
Oh,
and then I
gosh.
see, of course, he's been announced as Doctor Doom. And I was like surprised. I was like, oh shit, he's going to be Doctor Doom. That's sick. And then, of course, I was going to the gym, making my walks over to the gym. And I was walking, I was realizing, you know what, yeah? Not only this is a money grab, but I'm not too happy about this. Because this is once again me just saying, Marvel's being lazy and finding the easiest way to keep things going. By getting an actor that I knew he was going to come back at some point because I knew there was enough time for him to bring back the character. But like this, I'm not too happy about it.
I've never been a fan of him coming back as Iron Man. I've never been a fan of that. I feel like
You thought you'd come back, but you wanted him as something else.
if I never thought he was ever going to come back. I definitely didn't want him to come back as Iron Man. I thought once that character's done, just be done. I don't want it. If they're going to bring back the character Iron Man, then you can do the whole variant excuse, maybe
Tom Cruise.
the Tom Cruise route that we've been hearing for so many years, and I don't think it's ever going to happen.
I think it will happen, you know.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I think I think he will because after the way Mission Impossible,
He'll deal with holding like a popcorn bucket.
after Mission Impossible went,
I'm only a bit annoyed that they announced it. I wish we didn't even know about it. I wish we just like saw it in the screen. I wish we're in the cinema and we just see Doctor Doom. We don't know who the actor is, and at one point he has to take off his mask, and us, as well as the characters, all have our mouths to the floor. That would have been great.
Sick.
That would have been a great experience. That
But they don't trust us no more to go to
don't
the
trust
cinema.
yeah, that's the thing. They
Well,
don't.
it's an Avenger movie. I think people would turn up for an Avenger movie.
Then I think they want. I think their big execs want the same numbers or if not more than whatever Endgame or Infinity War made.
Because like, look at Doctor Strange Madness.
Yeah.
That
tanked for them.
that was not looking good.
The last
And
one
then
was
the
that
Marvels as well.
That tanked as well. They're looking for this. Just feels like an easy win, and I think it's lazy. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to do a good job. Am I going to watch it? Of course, I'm going to watch it.
I'm just taking notes. If everyone else complain about this Doctor Doom casting, I'm taking notes because you're all gonna be the same ones going, "Oh my God, genius! Oh no, he was the best. He was the best thing."
I'm not going to say genius. I'm gonna be excited.
No,
for
but
it.
the thing is with me, when I say something and I'm wrong, I'll actually come back on camera and I say,
That's
okay.
fine. But I know some other people won't say it. But that's why I'm taking notes. I'm like, remember you said what you said about.
Clip it.
You remember? Yeah, clip it. Yeah, remember when you said that? Yeah, where we go?
Yeah, I'm not the most excited for that. I just think it's lazy. I think it's gonna work.
But
It's
why,
gonna work.
But why is it lazy?
Because at first, obviously I don't know. There was always rumors, but there was rumors that what's the guy? He's an Oppenheimer. He won an Oscar.
Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, there were rumors that he was gonna play Doctor Doom. I always had a vision that was gonna be just a really good actor playing the next big bad.
Who said that still can't happen? This is a very.
See this. I hate how the multiverse is always used to just flip the story. It's multiverse.
I'm taking it as
someone else.
I'm taking
That's
it as
so lazy.
I'm taking it as, but that's the story they want to do. They just don't do multiverse.
I hate how Marvel just uses multiverse as a loophole for everything. You know, we could just.
It didn't work out.
It's just multiverse. It's multiverse.
Multiverse.
You know, people. He didn't test well with audience. It's multiverse. There's another one.
Yeah, of course.
That's why they did what they did with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I'm not
Multiverse.
impressed.
That's why I find it funny. That's why I find it all funny. It's like, what can
I'm
we?
not liking this.
To me, this is it just feels very sci-fi. It just feels very like this is the type of stuff that comics would do. And I think there is a comic where Iron Man is where Iron Man is Doctor Doom. I forgot the name he gives himself, and I just thought it was like a really cool nod to Chris Evans playing the Human Torch.
Yeah.
And if we were to ever get him back to see that rival again between them, because we had that rival between Captain America and Iron Man, and then see it again with Human Torch and Doctor Doom, with the characters.
Because they're also in the same universe, aren't they?
Well, we don't know. We don't know what universe.
We don't know what universe they're gonna choose because they're such lazy writers. They're gonna think what makes sense to the story.
Just the possibility of them probably again on the screen together, or having some type of rivalry again. I think that's clever. Like I said, I'm looking forward to see how the other characters are gonna write, like Spider-Man, how he's gonna write the scene. No, wait, I know you. You're this guy. No, I'm not this guy. I'm that guy. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be fun.
It's happy as well.
And it just makes me feel like if they're doing this, what the hell are they going to do that we don't know about? I'm excited about this. The possibilities right now is endless. That's how I'm seeing it as like. So I'm just looking at the positive about this. And like I said, I know it's lazy, but if he doesn't work out,
admit it is lazy.
If it doesn't work out, we just get rid of you and we just bring out the next guy.
Oh, look at this. Look what Marvel does, bro. We just get next person.
And
things will work out.
And like I said, I just want people to save their disappointments and their feelings until we see a trailer. How do we know that this is just what he says he's playing Doctor Doom, but how do we know if we're gonna get multiple Doctor Doom? We don't know. There's so many things we don't know. We just saw him cast and everyone's lost their mind. Go, oh my God, this is not gonna work. This is shit. How dare you ruin it? You've ruined Iron Man. No, Iron Man is fine. He's dead. He's calm. Don't worry about him. It's another character. I just think it's fun. It's gonna be fun. It's funny.
Yeah, I know.
It's just funny and wacky.
I'm split in the middle. One side of me is like I said before, super lazy. There's no creativity whatsoever with the character. Another side of me is like, we've got a sick actor playing a villain, and we're gonna get Doctor Doom. So I'm here for the roller coaster ride.
But
do you know what's weird as well? Yesterday I was listening to MF Doom. Unagi.
Shout out to MF Doom, RIP.
But why is it fully lazy? Because I can see how an Iron Man could be a Doctor Doom. I can see it.
I can see it, but like you said, if it was a prize, I think it'll be good. But
yeah,
for this being used as like the promotion for it, and like bringing it back, not just any actor, but the actor for Marvel for this show.
Yeah, because
isn't he the highest gross character for the MCU?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's the highest. 100 the highest paid. Because they could have just announced that we got Doomsday.
Yeah.
And then probably showed us like, I don't know, a concept art of what it would look like. And that would have been enough. And then we could have waited for the trailer. And they could have shown the trailer if they wanted to, like at the end. Like he just walks up. We don't know who the actor is and he just takes his mask off. And they're like, oh shit.
That would have had me faint on the floor.
Because you're like, what the fuck?
I'm getting goosebumps already.
What the hell is going on? Like, what do you mean? And they don't tell you anything. But yeah, I get why they've done it.
The PR team is now just watching this whole problem and taking notes.
Yeah, just taking notes. But yeah, I'm gonna save. I'm excited. I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I just find it intriguing. I find it funny, and I'm gonna save my full opinion until I see a trailer. Because trust me, if that trailer is hard, all this little nitpicking.
Marvel knows how to make good trailers.
When all this nitpicking that people are doing, I don't know. It's all gonna go out the window, man. That's why I'm taking notes before the one that's crying about it now.
But I don't want the trailer to be too long. That's the issue that I'm seeing with a lot of like different places. They're making their trailers too damn long. It gives everything away.
Yeah, too much.
Just watch the teaser. Don't watch the other trailers.
Yeah.
The other trailers are for the general audience.
We couldn't.
Well, that's your business.
It's not my business.
That's your business.
We were watching Alien and they gave us the whole plot.
Oh, yeah, the alien trailer during the screening was.
I don't feel like a well.
You
I mean,
you showed us like 2 people that died. It's like,
Okay.
okay, that person's dead. That person's dead.
okay, but they always show that shit. They always show that.
They only give like a glimpse of someone that's about to die or may die, so you go, oh, maybe they live in the actual.
But
film.
you see the alien coming out of a
Yeah,
girl's
like, okay,
chest.
that
They
girl's
cut
dead.
away actually. From
Bro, what else is gonna happen?
They cut away.
The thing's
when
gonna
they
go back down.
No, but they cut away. They didn't
And
actually show
what
the
did they
death.
cut to? Blood splashing on people's faces.
That could have been someone else.
Like, are you one of those?
No, but no.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible, guys.
Anything is possible.
I just see it as like, for example, alright, take it back into the Deadpool Wolverine. Everyone complained, oh, the trailers are showing too much. Oh, the third one, why are you showing so much? When you think about it, they only showed, besides the X-23, which I didn't agree they didn't had to show that, but I know why they showed it.
Yeah, same.
They only show like the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie in all the trailers.
Yeah.
And then maybe 1 or 2 clips of them walking when they had to fight the
There's
Deadpool
still
call.
a lot
But we
to
didn't know
see.
who they were fighting. It was just a walk-in. It was a walk-in scene, and that was it. But they didn't really show anything. But we complained, they're showing too much. They didn't show anything.
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
yeah, just. I think we should just like I think we're hurt. I think Marvel fans are just hurt. They're hurt. We need to go see therapy.
I've got trust issues, okay?
and just give them a chance. You can't. It doesn't make sense. You can't complain that somebody's cheating on you, and then you say, okay, let's try again, and then you hold it on their head throughout the whole time. Just leave. Just leave. So stick with them and let's move on.
It's a toxic relationship, okay?
Get out of here, man.
Fair enough. Last question on this: is Marvel back?
I hate that question. I really
Why
hate
do you
that
hate that
question. Just
I'm telling you right now. You're gonna hear this question all the time.
just based. Well, I heard it for the last couple of days.
And you're gonna hear it more now after this news.
Because the whole Deadpool Wolverine, people already jumping saying Marvel is back, the MCU is back, and I was like, well, based on what? Because you got excited that you saw Blade.
Yeah.
No,
Damn.
that's not.
Well,
Why are they back? There was no story in that one. Relax.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, I will agree to it a little bit that they are back in terms of I feel like that they've acknowledged the mistakes that they've made in the past and they're trying to rectify it. Because a lot of people don't do this. You don't get like, I'm going to bring up this guy, Mr. Justice League extended version.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
That guy don't listen to any mistake he does. He thinks he's doing the shit and you guys have to take it.
And he's still making sure.
And I hated that. I hate that whole universe. That really just drive me nuts. At least Marvel was listening. They've acknowledged we made some mistakes. Some things didn't pan out. Even Kevin Feige said that obviously I wasn't really focusing how I did with the other phases. I was away because I've been stretched out so thin between all these projects. We got things happening with Disney Plus. We had the strike. We had COVID. We had all these things, and we made some mistakes. And I feel like even them, even saying we're only going to release 1 to 2 movies a year.
Yeah.
That's them. So for when I'm hearing
Adjusting.
that, I would take that as the MCU's back. I won't base it on Doctor.
And also after they had
on
that
Deadpool
whole-
and all that stuff there.
they had that whole like Variety article where it was like, oh, is everyone going through a fatigue of it? And it was a big conversation
Yeah.
to the point that they then had to regroup the whole company and be like, guys, what are we doing?
Exactly.
They went to some theatre, not theatre, they went to like some camp
Yeah, a whole convention
Yeah.
just to be like, right, what are we doing?
for a couple of months just to rescript
And
plans.
this is a story. This is a story that we're gonna all look back and like, wow, this company went through the most. They had COVID, like I said, they had strikes.
Yeah.
They had to
Had
get
issue
rid
with actors.
They had to get rid of actors.
Yeah.
Actors died. 2 actors died.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they had to like work around. Like, tell me other companies how they would have handled it, and tell me how they would have come out.
That's true.
So,
I mean, look at DC.
yeah, or just anyone that runs that type of, because we've never before Marvel we had never seen anything like this in the first place.
Yeah.
So obviously they're gonna hit and miss. They're not always gonna hit out the bag. I mean, and if we look back, I don't know why. Like I said, and I blame Endgame. It's this whole Endgame mindset that we're having now. If you look back, even at the older films, they didn't always hit out the park.
Yeah.
We had Thor: Dark World, probably one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Like, they don't always hit out of the park. But they learned from it. And they learned from that one. They went, the Dark World is not working. No one's taking Thor seriously. So let's take the piss out of him. And that's what they did the next one. these guys are always learning. Obviously, they're going to try stuff because they're the trendsetters. They're the ones that did it first in terms of this whole universe, and everyone's trying to follow them. They're gonna try new things, and it might not always work, and sometimes it will work. But everyone just jumping like as soon as something doesn't work, oh they're rubbish. As soon as little thing, oh they're back.
I mean,
relax,
that's fans always
like
fickle,
just relax, man.
They're quite fickle.
If you want to go for something, go for Star Wars, man. Those guys are fumbling the bag so much. It's heartbreaking.
Fair enough. That's all the topics we've got listed on here. Before we wrap up everything, it would be great to just talk about you, Stephen, and just talk about your film critic career and how it all started.
Oh gosh. It all started when I was a wee lad. I'm joking.
Was it saying, were you always into movies then?
I had always been into movies. The first film, I mean, it was. This is gonna sound. Sorry, mama. Like there was a time, when it has that, the survival story when you're a child and you only ate cereal and all that stuff. So everyone's got the struggle story.
Yeah.
So my struggle story would be that my mum couldn't always afford a babysitter.
Yeah.
And she had to go to work. Don't come for her now. We're grown. I survived. We're all good.
Yeah.
But she would leave me. My babysitter was films. She would put a film on.
No, but that's not a bad. I swear that's everyone.
Not when you're a toddler. I'm talking about your toddler when you're supposed to have a babysitter. Like you're meant to have a babysitter. And she's like, I need to go to the shop, put this film on, and that was my babysitter. That's who raised me.
What films raised you?
Oh God, what films raised me? It started as Disney films and that type of stuff. But the film that I remember seeing that blew my mind and got me into what I'm doing now was Jurassic Park.
Oh really?
That's what
the first one.
That's the first film I remember. I was excited. We're going to go and see the cinema, and I had never, and I think a lot of people had never seen anything like Jurassic Park. And I was like, what? Like now we take it for granted, like Jurassic Park's this silly franchise, but no one had done anything like that, and that blew my mind. I was like, so you can do. So literally, was like, so you guys are doing what books are doing.
Yeah.
You guys are just making anything that you want and bringing it to life, but I can see it.
Yeah.
And I can come here again and see it again and again. Oh, this is so me. This is so me. And ever since then, I have just been on this journey of just film upon film upon film. And then I almost fell out of it in my teen years, and it came back. It's so weird, like how the time happens. I had just got into comics.
Okay.
I just got into comics. I was proper reading them. There was even like in my high school, there was like a comic book club, and was reading. And then Spider-Man came out. Yeah. And X-Men came out. And I went to go and watch them. I was like, oh my God. And then I got back into films again. I was like popping into films. I did film studies. I went to college, which was uni, did film production. So I've always been in film. And this was like a hobby, just talking about films online, doing blogs and stuff.
What led you to do the blog? What led you realize, I want to give my opinions
It was just, I think everywhere I've gone, like even like in my workplace or where I've worked for this company, I just seem to be the guy that's always talking about films. Yeah. It's just like, you're always talking about it. And someone made a joke like, well, just go make a blog and stop. Like if you're having a really bad day, just go do a blog. I was like, you know what? Maybe I will. And I've always had people have said, I don't know, but I would say, but people have said I've got a very weird personality on the screen. So I'm like, yeah. Why not? And then you got YouTube, you got there's different platforms. And there was people that I did watch online that did inspire me as well. So I was watching people like, there's a guys in America called Double Toasted. Okay. I was watching them guys. I was watching the Nostalgic Critic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him as well. No. So I was loving how they were mixing comedy into their critique. Yeah. So they were making it entertaining. And then obviously the great legends themselves, Siskin and Ebert, who were like these legendary critics who did it first in terms of having a visual presence. Because before it was all written, but they were the first to do it on a TV screen that people would follow. And I used to watch like clips of it online. Nice. And it just started there, and then it just led to like one thing the other. And I was doing reviews, and then I had a friend who invited me to like one screening one time because he had a ticket, and I didn't even know that this thing even existed. It was what film? It's funny enough. It was what film was it? It was Aquaman. Yeah, Aquaman.
Look at the references.
Aquaman, and I was like, wait, wait, there's a world where people, critics and journalists all come together to watch the film early and all the stuff there. Oh, this is definitely me. And I was like, okay, let's take this really, really seriously. And then start working for other companies, and someone told me to make a video about this, to promote this film and that stuff. And then just been doing that. It's been I think 5-6 years now.
Oh, sick.
And I'm still learning with some highs and lows, but I'm enjoying
If you could give
every
yourself
moment.
any advice, knowing what you know now, what would you give yourself?
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Keep going. Never look at numbers.
Yeah.
Just think about impact, and just keep going. Just keep going, and don't lose the passion for why you're doing this. Like you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
If it's to just chase numbers, if it's just to get, to do a deal with Walkers, for example, then we're in it for the wrong reasons.
100%.
Because it needs to be about the movies.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. It's the movies. That's why you're doing what you're doing, because you love movies. You love talking about them. It's not about all the other stuff. Other stuff is an extra benefit that we get, but we love to talk about movies because they mean something to us. They're not just something we just put on. They change our life. They change our mood. They help us escape from everyday life, because life is hard.
So I love cinema.
Yeah, I had my missus, when we first started dating, she was shocked. I was like, so what are you doing today? I was just like, oh, I'm going to the cinema. And she quickly made like, wait, who are you going with?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna
go
go. Oh,
myself.
wait, there's no one else.
Yeah.
I just go by myself. She was shocked. Like, you go to cinema by yourself?
Yeah.
I said, and you should try it one time. It's really fun. And she tried it one time.
Solo cinema is amazing.
And that is my escape. I just switch off from everything and just watch the film.
Go into the story.
I will admit that sometimes what we do does take away a little bit of that movie magic that I had,
there's moments like that.
because you're having to like, oh,
Analyze.
I need to do 5 reviews, and this film comes out, and that almost becomes like a chore. We need to go and watch this, where it's just like, you know what? It's Friday night. I finished work. Let me go and watch a movie. Like I miss that feeling, and sometimes I do go and just sit down and appreciate like a crowded cinema to watch any movie, and just seeing people's reactions and getting an idea of how, because sometimes you get lost in this, like you miss that world because you're in this other world with the same people that you speak to, and we're all like agreeing with each other, but you need to remember the other, the general audience who watch these movies. So that's why when I see certain things, when people are complaining like, oh, they're doing this, why are they doing this? It's like, well, not trying to sell to you.
Yeah.
They've already got you. You're trying to sell to the others because they need to make money. It's still business at the end of the day. Someone needs to pay the bills. They need that audience. You guys can complain, cry about it.
But you've gone and watched it, so
Yeah, you're going to watch it. I already know you're going to watch it. So we're going to put. This is why we used to make jokes about, oh, how come all these like comic book characters always have their mask offs? Or they always take the mask off. Like, why did you not just stay in the mask? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, we need people to know that this guy is in the film.
Yeah.
We need, because his face sells.
Yeah.
I mean, a perfect
sometimes
example.
it helps the story as well.
Yeah.
We need to see the emotion of the character.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what film flopped because they refused to take off the mask? Dread.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic movie.
That film was hard.
That's a fantastic movie.
He refused to take off the mask, or was it just the story?
No,
director.
the character of Dread, they never take off
They
their
don't have
mask.
to take off the mask. Yeah.
So the actor who is Carl,
his name?
he's in The Boys. He's the main lead in The Boys.
Is it
Carl Urban?
Plays
Is it Carl Urban or Carl something? I apologize. I always forget names. But he was like, I'm gonna stick to the character and not take off the mask. Well, no one knew who this actor was.
Yeah.
There was nothing to really sell.
Carl Urban.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yeah.
got one right. And it flopped. Whereas the other one, when they had Sylvester Stallone, his mask was off like majority of the film and people went to go and see, oh, it's a new Sylvester Stallone movie, not a Dread movie. So there's all these things that they have to do to generals, and I always think about them. But yeah, I love what I do. I love having these conversations. I love talking about, I think I bore some people, but I love that there's other people who look like me and have these conversations. I think that's the main thing that I'm taking them and appreciating in the last couple of years, is that, and we're more than just watching Black Panther and New Jack City. There are other films that
films,
we
yeah.
appreciate and we just watch just as like everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here and we're not going anywhere. That's the thing.
No, we're growing in numbers.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Which I love, man. I love the community we're starting to build with one another. It's pretty dope. But we are coming to the end of the show right now. Stephen, honestly, it's been a pleasure having you down. We're watching your stuff, your content for quite a while now. So it's honestly been an honor having you down here.
Thank you. Much appreciate it.
Seeing the stuff you're doing and the work you put into it. Like, you guys may not know, but Stephen puts in a lot of work in a lot of things, man. So
Your
it's great.
turnaround is like
it's insane.
crazy.
Yeah, so
Oh, let's not speak about that. Let's not let's not speak about that. But yeah, like yeah, there'll be. And it's not just me. There's a lot of us that are having to do that. I mean, I think some of us have stopped chasing because most of us are always chasing like, oh, we need to drop. The embargo drops at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Okay, let's we finish at the screen, and the screening finished at 10. Let's quickly go home. Write what we need to write.
Yeah.
Let's set up our cameras and lighting and film this edit and pull it out by 12. And then go to sleep and go to our jobs.
yeah.
It's crazy how many of us have to do that. And this is why, to me, it's not about numbers game, it's about just doing what we love. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. I enjoy it, but yeah, it's a lot of work.
No, it definitely is. I think it's a balance, I guess. There's goods and there's bads, but we really enjoy the goods, so we go through it
100%.
all the way through.
I'm loving that you've got Pulp Fiction right there.
I think when you mentioned Jurassic Park, Pulp Fiction is my Jurassic Park.
Okay.
So when I watched Pulp Fiction, I was quite young. I shouldn't have been watching, to be fair. But when I watched it, I realised movies is more than just you can do a lot with movies. Of course, it's not in chronological order. So I didn't know movies can do that. I thought you had to follow like a strict rule with movies.
Yeah.
And from that, I was like, you know what? I love movies, and I just went into a deep dive into film. So I always have this film here as the reason why.
How old are you
when
when you watch Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna ask.
around primary school time. So
Oh my
damn.
God.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my
can't
one,
remember.
my Pulp Fiction or Jurassic Park is a bit later on in life.
Yeah.
But
And Jurassic Park- and Jurassic Park had some-
it's a really dark one. Donnie Darko.
Oh, you watched
Yeah.
Donnie Darko when young?
I was like 13, 14.
Damn. And you understood the whole story and everything?
No, I was confused,
Yeah, I was
but I
confused
think
as hell with that
that's what drew me in. It
Yeah,
confused
it's like
me,
the confused. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
and it also made me have like a whole like, what is the meaning of life?
Lastly, we've got intakes. So intakes is where we just shout out like shows or movies that we've been watching that we want people to check out. Any recommendations? While you guys bring up anything you have, I do want to shout out a show with Jack Gyllenhaal, which is Presumed Innocent. I just finished watching it. It's a show on Apple Plus. Apple Plus maybe have the best TV shows, but it's just not marketed as well, so people don't know about it. But it's a who did it TV show. You're trying to find out if he did the crime or someone else did the crime, and that's all I can give you.
Isn't that?
But the end is amazing.
Isn't that based on the remake?
Yeah.
Is it a remake?
Yeah, it's a remake.
Because I know the original was Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. I will say the story is different than the end of the film or with the original film. So you have to be like, it's gonna have the same ending. No, there's a huge plot twist, and that's what I'm gonna say about it. But it's on Apple Plus. The season's complete, so and it's a one and done season. I think it's got renewed for season 2, but it's gonna be like a anthology. We're gonna do different actors for another court case. But it's on Apple Plus. You wanna check it out?
Cool.
You go on.
Children of Men.
Children and Men. Did you just watch it first time?
Yeah,
Sick.
finally got around to watching it.
Oh wow.
I download, like I was like, okay, like I know I'm gonna like it. I'm just gonna download it and then have it forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of liked the fact that while it was like a very happy ending, it was also like an ending. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not this like, oh, it has to be continued,
Yeah.
or like
Case.
I really like those like type of storyline where you don't have to have a continuation.
Yeah.
If they make a sequel to this film, I'm punching the production company because I really like that. Like in film and TV, their storyline ends. It doesn't have to have this continuation.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people, like even I recently rewatched Triangle of Sadness again, And the person I was watching with, they were like, I don't know if I like it or not. I'm really annoyed by the ending. And I was like, yeah, but it's an ending.
Yeah.
It is an ending. It's a very good one at that.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. Yeah, so like those are the two things that I've been watching recently. Also watched another one about. Hold on, let me get it up on Netflix.
You got any recommendations? What she brings up?
I mean, not really, but I was when I was on the tube and I've been traveling because it's been over the place this morning. I was watching a film I hadn't watched for I say maybe 2 years back now, and I used to watch it religiously all the time. And it's an oldie film. So if you want to watch an oldie film, just want to watch a film where it's just like Hollywood just lets them do whatever they want, and it's like a really fun adventure film. It's a film called Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, it's got Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I need to watch that. It's a long film, isn't it?
I
think that's on my list.
It's not a long film, and it's not a short film.
Yeah.
But I think you enjoyed the ride of this movie.
I need to watch that film.
It's a
detective.
It's not a detective movie at all. It's an action adventure movie mixed with like not sci-fi, more of like mythology and magic.
Yeah.
And it's a film that has inspired many other ideas. Even one of your favorite video games, Mortal Kombat, is inspired by this movie.
Oh, really?
And once you watch, you know what parts of it. It's very retro, it's very 80s. It's just all over the place, just wacky.
Yeah.
But visually, it flopped. It really flopped when it came out. And I think maybe now it's had like cult classic status now. But
yeah.
It's just one of those films where you just like, I appreciate like when filmmakers were just allowed to just do whatever, and there wasn't like a producer on their head going, hey, you're spending too much of the budget, can't do that. And I just miss those days, and I miss it, and it's, you know, it's special effects, but not overly special effects like CGI, and some of it is puppetry and all stuff. It's just that old school of filmmaking. So if you just want to see something from back in the day, with that, it's underrated. Another great film from Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell had a lot of really good movies that were stinkers in terms of box office success.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that was on my list of films to check out, so I definitely would give that a watch. I might even watch Children in Men again, because I really enjoyed that film, especially the car scene, the camera just rotating around.
That was just crazy. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is the Outtake Show. This is episode 45. Of course, we've got Maggie. We've got our guest Stephen Geekface as well. All his social will be in the description down below, so do check him out. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Adios.
Peace.